Welcome to Nagaland TV sob manologa awas Nagaland TV echa Dimapur Civil Hospital de ahina aze aru amian sob jani thaka nishina Lengrijan Tuesday bazar de non local ekjon manubra tala carry bag de beef intestine aro syringe paise guina jani paise aro the video viral ja homoy tai HIV positive ase guina be jani paise aro tade tai mangso bigri kora manu ekta aze aro video viral ja oporde amian sob jani thaka nishina tai HIV positive ase guina jani paise odu nishina echa Nagaland TV 80+ center senior medical officer Dr. Hotoka hesobra udula oporde clarification diule ase ibi tan bi udula oporde ki jankari de udula oporde olop sabo.
First of all, thank you to all the media. Thank you for this opportunity. And today we have gathered here to mainly clarify the viral video about that person, non-local, who had a syringe in the bag which had the beef innards. So I am not the person to investigate on what is going on, but as a HIV expert and as a HIV treating physician, just want to clarify through this platform to the public who have been given lots of misinformation regarding this viral video. So in my opinion, the syringe which was there, it's not for HIV treatment. When it comes to HIV treatment, it's all in tablet forms. There's no injections or even, for that matter, even syrups. So it is not for HIV use, but it might have been used for other purpose, which could be for injecting the drugs, which is still possible in many people, or it could have been misused for his own business. Not, it could be a formalin which was used for his own business. So other than that, it is, and I don't think he would be putting his own, injecting his own, blood to transmit to others. I don't think that is what has happened. But taking this opportunity, I want to inform the truth, the fact that HIV doesn't transmit just by injecting to the meat, in this case, and for those people who are worried that after consuming HIV infected blood they could be getting infected. So that is a misconception, because HIV is a very fragile virus. It cannot survive outside in the environment, especially when it is exposed to heat or light, especially in a scenario like Dimapur where it's humid and heat. HIV virus cannot survive for few it becomes inactive once it's exposed outside the body. So in such scenario, HIV cannot cannot be infectious to others, especially even by consuming. For example, the pH level of the HIV to survive is very fragile. So there's no way that HIV will spread to others through consumption of such meat. That's why that is not to be worried. But HIV as such, as we are discussing, HIV doesn't survive outside the body for too long. It will become inactive and it will become non-infectious. So just by sharing the same toilet, for example, sharing the same swimming pool, for example, sharing the same gym like sweat for such guys, it doesn't spread. Yes, HIV can be infectious through needles, especially sharing the infected needles by injecting drug users. Otherwise, if there was an injection, there was a HIV infected needle and it is then it can be infectious to others if there's a direct injury, which we call it needle prick injuries. But the survival of the virus, if it is there in the needle for long time, like more than an hour or so, then it becomes inactive because it is exposed. So there's still a chance when there's an injection. Unfortunately, in the last few years, HIV is on the rise along with hepatitis C, also because of increase of HIV through IV drug use. So people should be careful, especially the young people. We are seeing between 15 to 35 years, there's an increased trend of using IV drug use, and that has increased the percentage of HIV detection through IV route to around 8% in and around Dimapur. Previously,
A year, a month.
in the last few years, maybe a couple, I would say 2 to 3 years. Previously, the percentage of IV has reduced,
What
to 1%.
1%.
Yeah, but now it has crossed 8%. If we say the last 1 year status,
That's for Dimapur.
yeah, for
The
Dimapur,
district or including Jumu and New?
that includes Jammu and Newland.
Undivided Dimapur.
Yeah, undivided, united Dimapur. So the percentage is high through IV use in the last 1 year. There is only, when it comes to HIV transmission or HIV infection, there's only 4 routes of HIV transmission, nothing else. And the most common, especially among the young people, is by unprotected sexual intercourse with a HIV infected partner. And when HIV is, HIV is not suspected, it's a STD, it's an STI, but it cannot be seen like another STIs or STDs. We can never make out by looks that a person is having a STI of HIV. Maybe when there is a related STIs, then there could be some doubt. That is why HIV is in the general population now, and it is not possible to differentiate that HIV as another STI. And therefore, around 92% is getting HIV through unprotected sex. And that is the most common. That we include that for even MSM, men who have sex with men, or male heterosexual route of transmission. And that is the most common. The second, as we have said, the trend is increasing, is HIV transmission through IV drug use, injecting drug use. So sharing the infected needles or through needle prick injuries, that is the second cause or risk factor of HIV transmission. The third is by blood transfusion. Blood transfusion of infected blood, HIV infected blood. That could be the possibility, but fortunately all bloods are screened before transfusions, and doctors are very careful in order to advise blood transfusion unless it is needed. And so, but there's still a risk when people are not careful and just get the blood transfusion without screening. The fourth and the last route of transmission is mother to child. When a mother is infected with HIV and is pregnant and not on treatment, then HIV can be transmitted from mother to child during pregnancy, during delivery of the child, and during breastfeeding. Unfortunately, in Nagaland stands as the highest HIV prevalence among the ANC, antenatal checkups, in India. We are at the top state. Whereas when it comes to general population, we are at the second top prevalence, HIV prevalence state in India. But taking this opportunity, I want to say the good news that HIV is preventable, especially when it comes to mother to child. If a mother is on ART, antiretroviral therapy, and is virally suppressed, there's a blood test to detect how much the virus is there in the body of that particular person. So when a mother is virally suppressed on ART regularly, then there is negligible chance of transmission to the child, to the unborn child, during pregnancy, during delivery, as well as during breastfeeding. So that is the good news. And also, if a patient is on ART regularly, lifelong, it's a lifelong therapy. So a person, HIV positive person, is able to live a normal, healthy life and can maintain HIV HIV suppressed, virally suppressed life, which means technically a person who is on treatment cannot transmit the infection to others, to her loved one, to her partners. So that is the benefit which we call U equal to U. When undetectable viral load, when a patient is on ART responsibly, then he will not transmit, he or she will not transmit the virus to another person, which is called untransmissible. So U equal to U. That is the benefit of treatment, and the treatment, his treatment becomes a prevention or preventive tool to others. And that way the transmission is controlled even in community. See, ekta khota to tai nijor hi tai do HIV positive ase koi dishe. Yes, it's always better to, blur the face. That is part of the, media laws. But idu situation te to tai ko tati, stigma na lagi kena tai nijor tai to ase koi dishe. We don't know what is his reason. And itu nishina hi manu HIV karni to bishi dangor chinta na korile bi bhal ase, because it's a manageable disease. Or itu treatment thik loile to itu karni to chinta nai. But the other thing is, other people, it affects in general other people. So itu karni inaka, when it comes to HIV, apni on social media de olebi alak platform kande itu to para top to inaka openly tagala face to na dekha hi bal ase. See, of course there is a law, HIV Act. There's already an act, 2017, right? Act. So under that law, if a person is intentionally transmitting the HIV to others, then he or she will be imprisoned. There's a particular, under penal code, there's particular laws, the punishments are there, so it will be there. But in this case, I don't think he was trying to do that. That's what I feel.
Okay, tell us, how was he brought here? Who brought him to you?
No, he was never brought to me. He was never brought here. And what I've heard is that he's detected HIV positive, but what I heard is already on treatment from our neighboring state.
Okay, he was not brought here.
Yeah. He is not registered here. He is not our patient.
I would also like to take this opportunity to comment that, consuming meat and meat products that has been contaminated or injected with HIV-infected blood or whatever, there is no danger of transmission, like our doctor has said, Hotoka has said. So, just in case, if it is true that his intention was to spread the illness or the infection, I would like to say that there's no possibility, no chance that it will be transmitted by consuming meat and meat products that has been contaminated with HIV. However, we should be more concerned about parasitic infections, protozoal and bacterial infections. So the concerned authority and the general public in general should be more concerned and cautious about how meat and meat products are handled in the marketplace and at home also. Because a lot of hype about the transmission has been heard, but then it is next to impossible to acquire HIV infection through consuming food and food products that has been, meat that has been intentionally or unintentionally being infected with the virus.
8% among the drug users in the last 1 year.
Okay.
Yeah.
In general,
In general, it's only 1.15%.
has it increased?
Yes, it is more or less similar to last year's.
So it's been plateauing over the years.
Yeah, yeah. See, ANC HIV percentage is a hallmark for knowing the status among the community. So basically HIV is in the community. It's not only among the high risk groups like drug users or sex workers. But when ANC percentage is high, it proves that it's in the community, and community has to be aware that, especially that HIV is there in the community, and everyone has to be careful, because the only, as we have said, the only routes of transmission is the 4 routes. So if one can take care of these 4 routes of transmission, then definitely HIV will be controlled in the community. The other day you were saying that when you came for the HIV testing, ICTC was closed. I just want to clarify that there was a change of manpower. The medical officer got transferred, and the new medical officer came, and they were having a meeting in the other room. So otherwise the services are available. I would also take this opportunity to say that when it comes to HIV treatment, the facilities in Dimapur are available, and from testing, to HIV testing to confirmation of HIV, plus the HIV treatment, the first line treatment, the second line treatment, the third line treatment, and also all the other facilities like CD4 blood, CD4 count test, HIV viral load test. These are all the benefits that a person who is infected with HIV can avail free of cost at our center. So people, those who are positive, should be on treatment, because the facilities are available, and as I've said earlier, if a patient is on treatment regularly, then the patient is able to live a normal life. But there are many patients who have many excuses of not being on treatment, maybe because of negligence, their own not having that motivation to live a healthy life, or for some financial reasons not able to come to the treatment center. And so many people are also not on treatment. Therefore, it is through this platform I want to convey that be on treatment, because if you are on treatment, you can live a healthy life and a long life.
Our department have been organizing every year various awareness among the youth, and even in villages or colonies, even in schools. But we see in the videos, in the comments and all, we see still many people have lots of misconceptions about the infections. So here we see that when a person is not well informed about the infections, now our doctor have clearly mentioned about how it is infected, but we see in the comment sections, we see still many people have lots of misconception about what is HIV and AIDS. And still, when there is misconceptions, when people are not well informed, there's misconceptions. And when there is misconceptions, the stigma and discrimination arises. And due to the stigma and discriminations, again, people hide their status. We see we have hardly many people who just stand in public and sharing or revealing their status that they are HIV positive. So when a person hide their status, there is a rise of infections. So we still need to do a lot of infections, but our department alone cannot do this awareness alone to spread the informations. So I would like to request even any organizations or student body, colonies or villages, if they could organize like this awareness camp, or can come to us so that we can also collaborate together and organize an awareness campaign and all.
Mula naam to mo ase, aru moi TNP to ki ase gole to Dimapur Network People Living with PL HIV na HIV handa itu port member ekta Dimapur di recently 2024 July 28 te elect kurina itu select kurina ekta port khuli na ase de itu port ki khuli shi gole to Dimapur di kuman positive khan ase tahan ki side bole china tahan legal rights khan scheme khan government khana itu ki ai adan ani problem ekta fasi she itu han kurine side bo kurine itu port khuli na ase to yate moi ko munjai thaka to Dimapur kuman positive kan ase itu network to jani na thaki dibi itu network to kina holibi bisari na IDB kuna kilometer Dimapur to sabi man poila bra PL HIV han ke ki kori goli to discrimination bishi dagise stigma bishi dagise na to itu stigma discrimination kori ni bishi manhan to life te aigina service bi loli mun na thaka ujise HIV mahan positive ase kuna tai nuchu bi jani de holibi ART de aigina tai tawai lole treatment lole sorom lage manhan ba discriminate kori kuna na nahigina bishi manu bi mori jista hanna holibi moi te ko munjai thaka do itu hando uku no hoy ta na samanu bi accept kori dibi kil mahan bi itu HIV do lubu munjai na loa no hoy itu for roots pa lagi jala ase to itu kurine uku discrimination itu face kori libi uku ne to la health to important ase to la gaw to important ase kuna janai di ase aru item han china rumors to min jai ase itu mangsu to khai gina mohan pi lagi uni ki inana misconcept ekta jayas na itu misconcept to moram bra apni until unless HIV to ki ase na jani shule to itu rumors ne phelai dibi na misconcept ne phelai dibi kuna koi tu mum jayas kil mane ita for example tate chun manu itu non nokola hat pra mangso khai gina thaka itu han do ita kina trauma ekta de thaki ujina ase aya moi bi mangso khini na khai gina ase moi bi HIV lagi shini ki movie in fact hujina asni ki gune na feel kuri thaibo tahan ki jena rati bi no khomena tension ba bui thaibo pare holi mo tahan ki janai di tibu munjai tha do ina uku no hoy china mahana doctor ba kuise itu roots to itu jara ba lagi na HIV do na to itu kurine apni han bu ku tension no libi uku jinda no kuribi aru mahan ita itu person ke man starting bado ending tak tahan no kodi mahan bi follow up kuri dai shi police kan ki bi chena huta huti kuri dai she holibi itu syringe to HIV la syringe ne doctor ba ko anisina kilme HIV la dawai do khali tablets ai itu tablets to rati de ekta khai itu ase aru tai ki mahan sagina jado tai laga kuntu galti kam kurise china like ekta khala de hygiene maintain nokurna unhygienic kuri dia do itu police kan ba ki action lo ase mahan ta dibe ani support kuri lo ta hangina kilmine mahana friend ase mahana community ase gona mahan ta gi support nokru itu de to itu janai dibo gona apni hanke matala ase ajiate mahan itu kile media hanke apni hanke matina mahan itu kile ko ase gole itu misconcept to jai rakha do na please ba itu stop kuri dole aru HIV do pal ba details janu mun jai gole to mahana expert doctor khana ase ART khana na doctor khana ase aru google kuri shulbe apni net tv bishi sabo pabo itu ni moram ba apni hanke mahana dear naga peoples kan gina oku itu misconcept moram ba rokhai dibi rumors rokhai dibi gona itu kuri ni mati dia lase thank you so much apni hana idea kuri ni
Nagaland TV, Sop Manulaga Awas. Watch us live on Geo TV and on your television sets as well. For Dimapur viewers, we are on channel number 994 in Global Chapter, and Kohima and Mokokchung viewers, switch to channel number 138 on Hornbill Digital. For all news and updates, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube and Twitter.